guys? This is Christian Metalhead Brotherhood, here to do what I was calling a Christian metal vlog, but now I decided to call it the Christian Metalhead Show. I also decided I would start uploading this as a podcast too. If you ever want to listen to any of these or download them, you can go to my Bandcamp page and check them out. So we're calling it the Christian Metalhead Show now. So if you see any of my past videos like retitled, that's because I decided I would call it the Christian Metalhead Show. So check out the playlist if you want to watch any of the others. Usually I talk about topics related to Christianity or metal, and today's show is going to be a little bit different. It's still more closer to like the Christianity and kind of just my beliefs and thoughts as a Christian. And today's going to be on abortion, which you guys probably heard about what had happened in New York if you're from the U.S. But yeah, they basically legalized abortion up to birth. And that's pretty sad, especially when people were cheering for it. When you cheer for death, that's what you're going to get, so you're probably going to regret it later. To any of you guys who were cheering about it, I'm going to read what some of the Bible verses about it, what the Bible has to say about it, starting with Jeremiah 1:5. Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you, and before you were born, I consecrated you. I have appointed you a prophet to the nations. So this kind of just says that God has a preordained purpose for all of us, before we're even born. It says, before the stars were even made, that He knew us. And that's crazy to think about. Okay, so this is Matthew 1:20, talking about Jesus' conception. But when he had considered this, behold, an angel of the Lord appeared to him in a dream, saying, Joseph, son of David, do not be afraid to take Mary as your wife, for the child who has been conceived in her is of the Holy Spirit. When the angel tells Joseph that the child who has been conceived is of the Holy Spirit, that indicates that Jesus was certainly a person at the moment of conception. So there is life in a child, right when it's conceived is what the Bible teaches. It's not when it's born and takes its first breath. There is life in it whenever it is conceived. Exodus 21:22-23 says, If men struggle with each other and strike a woman with a child so that she gives birth prematurely, yet there is no injury, he shall be fined as the woman's husband may demand of him, and he shall pay as the judges decide. But if there is any further injury, then you shall appoint as a penalty life for life. This is indicating that the Mosaic Law saw the unborn as people worthy of the same protection and rights as adults. People take away, unborn children's rights. Every unborn child has a right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Especially as an American, that is the law. That is the whole basis of why America was founded: life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. People abort children, they take away that right. Without the children, they're helpless. They can't fight for themselves, and they just take away that right. And it's disgusting and not right. Justify it all you want. Call it a fetus, but it is a child, a human child with life. The unborn possess personal attributes and are described by personal pronouns. Jesus is called a child at conception. The unborn are called children in the Bible. As for adults, they are called by God before birth and are known personally by God before birth, just like any other person. A couple of Bible verses to talk about how the Bible views unborn children. They deserve the same rights and protection as any other human. Over 95% of abortions performed today involve women who simply do not want to have a baby. There's only 5% of abortions that happen because of rape or incest or the mother's health risk. I think that's kind of just a way to justify what they, just the fact that they don't want to be responsible for a child. People today, basically they'll find any reason they can, any excuse they can to justify the killing and mutilation of the unborn children. Doctors butcher children like animals whenever, they perform abortions. And it's disgusting, and half of those, probably most of those people that are all for abortion and stuff like that, and cheering for abortion, they would freak out if they saw an animal slaughterhouse. And that's just stupid. It's just stupid to think about. You will fight for animals and their protection, but your own kind you will slaughter and butcher like animals without question. Fun fact, in the US, deliberately destroying or even disturbing a bald eagle egg is punishable with a $5,000 fine and up to a year in prison. Did anybody hear that? Disturbing or even disturbing an eagle egg, an unborn eagle, an unborn animal, that is wrong and punishable. But this country legalizes the same thing with human children, our own kind. It's okay to kill them, but it's not okay to kill an eagle or even mess with the eagle egg. In the U.S., it is legal in all 50 states to intentionally destroy an unborn human child, leading to nearly 1 million babies being aborted every year. In 8 states, it is legal to have an abortion through the 9th month of pregnancy. In Florida, destroying sea turtle eggs will get you prison time and a $100 fine per egg. In the same state, it is perfectly legal to abort a human child up until the 24th week, which by that time has a detectable heartbeat and brain activity. There are several instances where it is not okay to kill or disturb unborn animals, but why is it okay to slaughter our own kind, for basically no other reason than the convenience of it? So another interesting thing that I read about. Scientists today are trying to infuse animal embryos with human cells, and basically the goal is so the animal can grow and carry functional human organs to harvest for people who need transplants. The project hit a snag when people started questioning whether inserting human cells into a pig humanizes that animal, thus granting it and its offspring human rights. The project hit a snag when they started questioning whether doing that humanizes the animal. But our own children, conceived by humans, with human cells, all made from human cells, is okay. It doesn't get any of the same rights as humans, It's just a fetus, yeah. What the crap? So if an animal infused with a limited number of human cells may be humanized to the point where we consider whether harvesting its organs crosses an ethical line or not, but a living unborn human child whose cells, DNA, and organs have all been human since conception can be legally mutilated like an animal from inside the mother's womb, butchered alive. In a lot of instances, they start the butchering while the child is alive, and they don't tell you that. And also, not to mention, Planned Parenthood has been harvesting aborted babies and selling their body parts. Harvesting aborted babies' body parts and selling them. Some aborted babies end up born alive and they're just left to die. At Planned Parenthood, these precious children are valued for the profit of their organs that they can bring, not their lives. Slaughtering unborn children because they're underdeveloped is totally fine, and harvesting their organs is okay. Even if the child was supposed to die in an abortion and survived, just inject it with digoxin, which stops the heart. Planned Parenthood, they shoot unborn babies through the heart with digoxin and kill them. So it preserves their bodies enough to sell the body parts later. They risk the health of the mothers as well when you do this. 91% of women in that study preferred their babies were dead before the abortion. And most of the time, like I said, the children are still alive at the beginning of the butchering. These babies are strategically maneuvered, crushed, and dismembered under ultrasound guidance while still alive in order to harvest their body parts and sell them. This is disgusting. There's no justification for it, and animals have rights to life. Even unborn animals, like I said, have rights to life. Why do our own kind not have any rights to life, and it's okay to slaughter them like animals? Human children are offsprings of humans. They are our own kind. They are people. They have life, and they have a right to life. What this country is doing, legalizing all this abortion crap, is wrong. I just want to make a point. I believe that all of you who justify the cries of these unborn being slaughtered, one day you will cry for help, and no one will hear you. And those that do will ignore you, just like what you did to all the unborn children. There's no value of human life anymore these days. Abortion is just not right. It's slaughtering our own kind for our own convenience when, you know, that was the whole reason for America being founded, is to build a home and a place for the next generations to come, and now we are slaughtering them like animals. And it's not right, and there will be consequences for these kinds of actions. I don't know in what way, but there are consequences for mass genocide like this. It is disgusting, and it is so wrong. Anybody watching or listening who has had an abortion or performed one, I'm not condemning you guys. It's, there's always forgiveness in Jesus Christ. But this video was mainly as a message to all the people that try to justify it and all the people that cheer for it, and it's just not right. Call it a fetus all you want. It isn't right. You all come up with so many different excuses because you know deep down that it isn't right. Half of the people these days will freak out over animals dying, over animals being slaughtered, and at least animals were put below people when God created the world. People are not on the same level as animals. You can honestly see that easily. Is there any animals that have built, cars, machines, stuff like that? Yeah, animals can do crazy things that people honestly don't see. But animals are on a whole different level than humans, and people dehumanizing unborn children is disgusting, and butchering them like animals is not right either. I promise that there will be consequences for actions like this. I don't know in what way, but I can assure you that God is not okay with this. Some of you who may not believe in God will be like, oh, I don't even believe in God, so whatever. But there's going to be consequences, and if you don't change your ways, seek God and seek forgiveness, then all those aborted babies, they'll be up there in heaven, and you're going to be there at the gates crying for help, and they're going to ignore your cries. I probably don't have to tell you what would happen next after that. But when you ignore the cries of the innocent and slaughter them, there is consequences. Anyways, that's kind of the end of this video and podcast. That's the end of this Christian Metalhead Show episode. I'm not trying to be condemning to anyone, but there are things that are not right, and you have to speak out against it. I'm not condemning anyone. Their own actions will condemn them. The whole point is, sometimes you have to speak out, and I don't know how you guys will receive it. Maybe you guys are for abortion, maybe you guys aren't. I hope you aren't. It's not right, and I hope maybe this opened your eyes. I just had to speak my mind about it. I am entitled to my opinion, and I can say what I need to say. This is kind of just something that has been on my mind a lot lately, and I even wrote a song about it, which I'm still working on, but yeah. I have very strong beliefs about this, and it is not right, especially when, there's rights to unborn animals having life, but our own kind, we justify their deaths and mutilation and butchering them for nothing more than convenience. Even then, if it was rape, incest, or something like that, it still shouldn't be. The child should still not be punished because of the father's actions, and that's not really fair. The child is helpless and innocent, so slaughtering them ain't gonna change a darn thing. I hope this video really reached out to you guys and helped you and you guys see, like, you may not be for abortion, but maybe you haven't really done anything about your beliefs against it. Um, it takes, all the people banding together and standing as one to stop things like this. I really hope the citizens of this country really come together and put an end to this, because it is not right. It is wrong on so many levels. We need to band together and stand up against it, because it is wrong. It's, what excuses do you have, really? Oh, it's just a fetus. Like, why? Why do you want to kill it? Oh, because we can't take care of it right now. Put it up for adoption or something. Give them a chance to live. I mean, there's several instances of people I know who were told they should just abort their babies because they were sick or something like that, and they came out just fine. Fine and healthy. I do not trust doctors these days. They're probably good doctors, but honestly, doctors seem like just a bunch of thieves to me who care nothing about human life and just making money. I'm sure there's good doctors out there. Everyone deserves a chance to live, even if they are really sick. You can't just take away their right to life just because it seems like they're not going to make it anyways. You gotta give them. It's not right to not even give them a chance. That's going to be the end of this podcast, guys. I hope you enjoyed the Christian Metalhead Show. Comment below if there are any topics you'd like me to talk about. And if you have any questions, be sure to comment below and I'll answer them in a Q&A video. I really like doing those. Be sure to comment below so I can do one. I like doing it as a weekly thing. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys in the next Christian Metalhead Show episode. Be sure to check out my solo project, CMB, and you can download any of my music for free. And if you would like to support me, you can donate there whenever you download any of my music and just set your price. And I'll see you guys later. Christian metal forever. Hey!